I got lucky. In late 2020, in the early stages of the pandemic, my girlfriend, then my wife now, we made the bold decision to buy a house in Salado, Texas. Now, at the time, what we didn't know is that one deal would snowball into a multi-property investment journey. One that would lead us into RV parks, boat and RV storage, and the long-term plan to own 30 commercial properties in Central Texas by the time we were 45. Now, this is a story all about how I turned a starter home into 100,000. Now, this is a real story about how we turned starter home into the foundation of a storage facility empire and why Belton, Texas became ground zero for our real estate vision. So back in November 2020, the real estate market hit a weird pause with the pandemic uncertainty. I'm sure everyone can remember those days. But I was still watching the market, working with my real estate broker and studying the numbers. Now, when rates dropped to a historic low, property sales prices were still low as well, relatively low considering the aftermath. So we moved fast. We bought this beautiful home in Salado for $300,000. We even paid $25,000 over asking price, and this was before the trendiness of everyone paying over asking price for a home. We locked in a 2.6% interest rate. And 2 years later, that home ended up being worth $649,000. Salado had become one of the hottest submarkets in the Austin area. And at the time when we first bought it, me being in the real estate business, I thought we might just do a fix and flip, put some paint on there, a little bit of landscaping, and turn it into a $50,000 profit. And remember, this is early, before paying over asking price was a trend. But of course, my wife loved that house and we decided to stay there for at least 2 years, until Snowmageddon hit in February 2021. And like a lot of Texans, we lost power, some pipes burst in our house, water was coming through the ceiling. We even had beautiful red cherry Brazilian wood floors that were totally ruined. My wife was moving furniture. I was squeegeeing water out of the back door, and my wife put music in the background just to normalize some of this chaos. As I was squeegeeing water out of the back door, I heard a plate break. So I turned around and my wife's china from her grandmother just broke. That moment changed everything. I grabbed her as she shed a tear, music was playing, and we just danced in the water in our home as water was coming out of the ceilings. It was a moment that we just had to grab each other. After that moment and everything passed, she looked at me and she said, "Let's sail." So after surviving Snowmageddon, we got to work. Luckily, not the entire home was damaged from the water, just a section of it towards the back door. But we still ended up remodeling most of the home. I was pulling money out of a mutual fund. She was pulling money out of her own. We even had to get an SBA loan as well to help remodel the property and all the damages done. And a couple of months later, we listed it and we timed it just right, because that's when the Salado market went crazy. We had the home on the market for like 14 days, which then was unheard of. We closed the sale on June 17th. 5 days later, on June 22nd, we welcomed our firstborn son into the world. Yes, my wife was pregnant during that whole thing. It was definitely a whirlwind and a lot of chaos, and it was a defining moment for us. That moment didn't just brush the weight from this house off of us, and it didn't just mark the end of one chapter. It gave us the amount of capital and momentum to make our first leap into commercial real estate. So I've always been obsessed with RV parks and storage facilities, and that idea started when my broker and I were driving down Ronald Reagan just a few months after I got my real estate license, which was now 8 years ago. We were driving by this boat and RV storage facility, and it was completely full. No office building, no cars parked out in front, nothing, just mailbox money. And I was just like, man, you just build it and they come? So I'm just a country boy from a little old town called Post, Texas, and I thought I was going to be a cowboy and a firefighter when I was in high school. So at the time, I wasn't familiar with RV parks or storage facilities, because Lubbock's and Post RV parks aren't the most attractive, right? And everyone I knew that had an RV either built storage for it on their property or had land that they could just park it right there, and it wasn't any big deal. It wasn't in the way. They had no HOA. But when I moved to Central Texas, I saw the light. So in early 2021, we found our shop, a piece of land in Belton, Texas. It was 8 acres of raw land with a little shack that the owners used as a residential home. The location was great and it had great potential. During our due diligence, as we had this property under contract, we went to the county and asked if we could do an RV park there. Well, they wanted us to upgrade the water because the pipeline that was there wasn't going to be able to support the amount of RV parks that we originally wanted to build. So we transitioned that into what is now the Expo Boat and RV Storage. It currently has 159 spaces, 6 covered units that we recently just built, and now we're operating at 80+% occupancy and also expanding our second phase. And if you're watching this video and you happen to be looking for a storage facility in Bell County, you can visit exporvstorage.com. It is a simple process to move in. Go to that website. You can check our sizes and different prices per size. Follow the simple application instructions and move in from there. Now let's get back to the program. So whenever I started, I didn't fully grasp how long it would take to see returns if you build the facility from scratch. I did understand, but at the time it was just a little different. So year 1 was building, year 2 was leasing out all the property, all the tenants, and getting all of our systems and processes in order. And if you see this video in July of 2025, we will then be working on year 3, which is investing back into the property and expanding into phase 2. Now, this is what I would have done differently and what I probably will be doing differently moving forward. But not to say if I don't find a piece of land that's clean, that's flat, and it's a good deal, I don't mind waiting for cash flow and developing from scratch as if the development process isn't that difficult. But ideally, I look for operational RV parks or storage facilities that already cash flow. So you're not having to wait 3 to 5 years to actually see the mailbox money, right? It's cash flowing the very next month. But here's the kicker. If you have extra land to expand on, you're able to have your cash flow the very next month and increase your NOI within those 3 years that you're expecting just to build a property from scratch, right? If that makes sense. So you get your income from day 1 and you're also able to increase your NOI for tomorrow. But today I'm 33 and by 45 my goal is to own 15 RV parks and 15 storage facilities across Texas, hopefully here in Central Texas. So if you're looking to sell your RV park or storage facility, my information's right there. You can give me a quick text, give me a little details, and I will respond promptly. But I'm not sharing this to brag. I'm doing this to build trust and show what's possible with that strategy, with just investing in real estate, with the right timing and execution. And hopefully to give you the confidence in doing your very first deal. And if you lack the confidence and need someone to guide you through that, you can contact me. Reach out if you have any questions at all. Comment below and I'll answer promptly. Or you can set up a consultation with me. My information is going to be right there. Give me a quick text and we'll go from there. A really simple process. So that's my story of how I got started investing in real estate. If you found that helpful, hit the like button. Or if you're looking to sell your land, RV park, or storage facility in Belton, Texas, Bell County, or the Central Texas area, I'd love to hear from you. Again, my information is going to be in the description below or right there. Give me a quick text, we'll set up a consultation, and I will reply personally. And also, if you want to follow this journey and see how Expo Boat and RV Storage progresses, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone else who needs the push to take action. I'm Trent Babb, your Central Texas real estate buzzer. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.
Hey, to whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worrying. I get it.